We'll get started. Try and keep this short and sweet. Thank you everybody for showing up. Reminder, please note that this meeting is being broadcast and recorded. Recordings will be made available on the town's YouTube channel. There is one small addition that I would like to add to the agenda under 9.2 new business. If we can add in their summer send-off. Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
All right. Um, 4.1 adoption of committee minutes. I have a motion here moved by Gord, seconded by Mike. That the minutes be adopted of a special events committee, that those minutes of the closed session committee remain confidential and restricted from public disclosure in accordance with exemptions provided in the Municipal Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act. And that is referring to the minutes dated August 11th, 2025, which is in your package. Does anybody have any comments, corrections to that? None, all in favor? Thank you. Moving on. Number 5.1. Now, I have a motion here. Moved by Mike Nagel, seconded by Gordon McKenzie, that the Special Events Committee received and approved the payroll for August 2025, which again is in our package. Does anybody have any questions on what's there?
Just a quick question. Are we keeping those extension cords in the trailer?
Anybody have anything else? All in favor? Very good. You. 6.1 fins and tenders. Awesome. I will say, at the beginning of the day, if I would have got 20 vehicles, I would have been happy. And I think Mike and I had a few discussions and they just kept rolling in. We had about 75 to 80 in total that showed up, which was great. We were asked by members, we were asked by the band, which was awesome, and we were asked retro car people if we would be interested in making it the annual event because the weekend was free for all of them. So it's definitely something I think to think about for that.
How'd the food go over?
Food went over well. That lady is so nice. I don't even remember her name now, but he was absolutely awesome. Float for it. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. Twisted, not Twisted Chris. The Parkin Mamas was excellent. He was quite happy. There was just a lot of people that turned out, so I was quite happy with that. For our first ever go around, I was quite happy with that. That's about all I had, I guess, for the fins and fenders.
Did
Mike?
the lines back to us at all? The lines went over down.
I talked to two people and one of them was quite thrilled. The other one was so-so, so I don't really know how to take it. But every time I looked over there, it was, I would say at least half to 3/4 full of people. So to me, it was fine.
Mr. Chair, would you look at that for another event for the upcoming year, possibly?
I would definitely like to see it. It just feels kind of a niche of some of the older crowd in the area that just really come up to us, enjoyed it. We did have $200 in tip money, which was really quite nice. If we do it next year, the retro car, since I know the guy quite well, he said that he would come in, he would tell us how to organize the event to basically get triple the amount of cars in the same area. And he would handle parking and everything. Probably getting 200, 250 cars is not a problem, he said, once the word goes out. It's just a matter of how to fit them in, but he didn't have a concern. And we can still have the music, so. Something to definitely think about.
Like how they came in, put up their tents and just.
And it was casual, that's for sure, and that they like that, you know, usually there's always things planned, but they didn't have anything planned, they just popped up and enjoyed it, so, yeah, no, it was good. Mike, what did you think of it?
I like the way they come in a parade. Like probably 50 of them all came together and just started parking.
They must have met up somewhere before they even.
So, yeah, actually, I would like to see it as an annual event, but again, that's something that we can kind of talk in a subcommittee meeting scenario. I guess the vendors, it was quite good. Next thing that we did was the movie night, right? I thought it went quite well. It's not on here, but I thought it went quite well. Jill, I think you had 100 people you counted on the way out. And there were some people I know that left a little bit early, so easily 100. Appreciate the firemen turning the lights on for us at the end, so we could find everything. I think I got over 10:30, which was okay. It's funny how much you forget since you haven't run the system for 3 years. But I do have a page that to go in the manual, just so that the next person remembers. I was freaking out about 2 minutes before the show started, but we're all good, so. Went off well, and thanks to the fire department, it was all good.
The association, that's, I just put in the chat, but they're very thankful for not just the help on lessons, but being there to help out. They're very appreciative.
Hot dog sales went well.
They're well. Yeah, I'll get more.
Good.
Great.
There's quite the hot dog, barbecue place had.
Yeah, that's it's a trailer that, which company is it?
Planes.
Yeah, Planes, they give it to their employees to take to events. Yeah, it's big.
The weather was good, because, you know, getting on that time of year, you don't really know, but the weather was okay. A little cool, but it was all right.
Not really as windy as that first year, that's for sure.
Yeah, the screen didn't want to fly away, so. So that was good. Moving on, 6.2 Halloween Spectacular. I know the committee is meeting on Thursday night to kind of go through this in more detail. With expenses and stuff, but I do need to put in an approximate budget anyway tonight. So we can start to book some of these things. There is a discussion that went out amongst the group about having some entertainment for the event, so we secured, his name is Matthew Romaine, he's from Windsor. He is a laughtertainer puppeteer. He came in at $525 actually, so, which is good. He'll put on a approximately 45-minute show, which is perfect for our time frame. I was approached by one of our gold sponsors, asking if they could help out in any way at the event with donation of money for candy or cookies or whatever for the kids. So I said we would definitely talk about it at the meeting and get back to him. That was kind of nice to hear. Chris, we did ask back at Easter, and he definitely is in as well. We do have some money that we need to spend for games and or Halloween decor, which again, I passed around to the group chat, just some ideas, but again, we have to really kind of nail some of this stuff down anyway. On Thursday, and I did get a phone call from someone wanting to volunteer for school hours, so there's one volunteer coming for that event already. So that's good. So even though we hadn't had a lot of time to talk about it, we kind of do need to pencil in a rough amount. So I looked at last year's amount, added a little bit for decor. I kind of come up with a rough figure of 3,000 for the event. Last year our entertainment was 2,000, I think it was. So, what, $1,500 less. I put in there 500 for games in the core. Just accounting for inflation, candies, cookies, whatever we're doing there. So that 3,000, that doesn't include any donations from the gold sponsor that would reimburse us for the portion for the kids, so. So what else?
Tackler date again, sorry.
October 25th. Comments on that? I know it's kind of early, we're having discussion. Mayor?
Sure, you'd asked me to be there to judge. I'm unfortunately not going to be able to, but the deputy mayor has volunteered to take my spot. So
Know that?
be aware. Yes. I say be afraid, but he's looking forward to it.
Perfect. You just gotta get her on a bull, riding a bull, and she's all.
So her main question, will the cameras be there? Yes, say yes.
Feel pretty proud of that.
So just a reminder for the committee, because there's two things that I've heard through the discussions on 6.1 and 6.2. Obviously, the subcommittees are able to have discussions, but whether or not you host an event should be in a public forum. That's something that you'd want to have a big decision like that to be part of the public forum, not necessarily in a subcommittee. And then the spooktacular, you mentioned just setting the general budget and then kind of allocating it. How you allocate those expenses should be discussed in the public forum. Who does what, what decoration you buy, maybe not. But those larger decisions on how those funds are allocated, those should be public forum discussions too. So.
I can run through it for everyone, because I kind of worked it on the weekend if you want. So entertainment's 525. Which we talked about, candy and cookies, or candy or cookies. So I reached out to the lady we had last year. If we did the same thing with either ghosts or pumpkins, she's willing to do it for $1.65 each, but I couldn't remember how many we did last year.
I had written down just from previous meetings to allow 300 kids.
That's kind of what I had penciled in question mark, so. And Twisted Chris, he's his normal 250 for 2 hours. Advertising, probably a quarter page ad for this one to work fine for 165, and few posters. I think based on past times, 50 or less is probably more than enough. Games and decor. When I talked to you, Jill, about getting a backdrop, I forgot that there's the TV now, right? That's on the stage, and we're going to use, or we can use, the TV there for like a Halloween theme. The TV, it's huge. And it's like, it's a huge TV.
Don't they have the ones where they're all, like they're separate?
Four together. I think
Cause maybe we could play like a continuously moving background or something.
yeah, so I've got some Halloween things that I had in my collection for years of spooky sounds and ghosts and stuff like that. Actually, we had them in our very first spectacular building. So we can't have a full height backdrop, but I think we still need some kind of a backdrop. So, so we need some games, because some of our games are a little hokey. So we need some games, a few more decorations for the front entrance and stuff like that. So I had just done a ballpark, roughly 500 for that type of games and decor.
You want to do 40 for Facebook again?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so. No, there was a thing on Marketplace, actually, we saw the other day, is some lady out of London, or sorry, I think was getting rid of an awful lot of Halloween stuff. And some of it looked pretty neat. I haven't followed up on anything, but they're gonna take a trip in the Spirit of Halloween and go through there. There's a couple other things that we can kind of go through videos with maybe, but I penciled in roughly 500 So that all added together along with our candy, about 500 in there for candy, but that will come on and come off with this gold sponsor. So that's why I kind of put in roughly 3,000, which I think is definitely more than for the event.
Sorry, I need to make a correction. I've got 200 kids written.
200.
And I think the number somebody said from last year was like 185 or something like that. So,
I think last year we did the cookies and we did orange and white, and then we hung on to the white for Christmas. I think we had about 100 leftover cookies and we hung on to them.
Yeah.
But I don't think it hurts to plan for 300 if we can find something that we can also reuse at Christmas. Only because if we have extra kids that show up, it's a scramble like Easter a couple of years ago.
Does the sponsor just want like a little sign saying candy donated by? Is that?
Basically. And Gord, I think if I remember correctly, the optimists were all good with doing the food and stuff like that all there too.
Last year, yeah. So I'll get in touch with them again.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they'll be right in there.
Well, if it goes as well as Easter,
Yeah.
I'll be quite happy. So what's everyone think of the 3,000 then? More than enough?
I guess that, within that, I guess, Delilah could use probably about $70 stuff to send with the kids. Got a whole new schlep going on here.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, that 3,000 will still more than cover it.
Oh, yeah.
That's no problem.
Need one.
Everyone's okay with that then? Okay, I have a motion here then moved by Jill, seconded by Melissa, that the Special Events Committee approve spending of $3,000 for the Halloween Spectacular event. All in favor? Carried, thank you. And same scenario for Christmas in the Village. Keep in mind, we do have some grants available. But in order to use those grants properly, the invoices have to be worded properly. So that's why I'm just kind of needing to talk about that event relatively loosely right now. And considering that most likely, based on a few discussions lately, it will be moved down to the fairgrounds. We have to have a couple decor down there. So roughly speaking, I have roughly $7,000 penciled out, minus any grants. Minus any donations for the horse carriages. So. We do have a horse donation one already from the Egg Society for one of them. And I think we were waiting on getting money in from the Legion. Did that ever come, do you know?
Yeah.
So we can put it out there again when we have our first meeting. If anyone wants to pick up the tab on that one. So I asked Mike to send a letter out to all parties involved, which he did. There's going to be meeting scheduled for either the week of October 14th to the 17th or the 20th to the 24th. Mike, and what have you found out so far?
So far, you've got people that are available a lot of dates and people only available a couple of dates, so. I'm still waiting to hear from more people to get their vote.
And was that a lot of people from the committee you need to hear from?
And a couple from outside the committee.
I would say if we haven't heard by Wednesday, we should just pick a date.
Yeah.
That works with what we have back.
I was gonna go with whatever we get from the committee tonight and go from there to pick the date, maybe. Whichever has the most people voting for.
And did you hear back from Brian at Fire Hall? And Nicole, then you would do the bookings with Fire Hall? But I can talk to you then regarding those dates, whether it's available, first of all, to see, okay. The only reason I'd like there is because of kind of a grounds layout projection, I guess, is what I need there. Plus the tables work well there. Okay, so Mike, then do you want to route other chains and say till Wednesday or Thursday, something like that, or?
Do that, I guess. It's like get our committee's dates,
You can just take the committee's dates and just send it out. I think,
just send out the invite.
just send out the date and if
Yeah.
it doesn't work, they will send their comments.
Or send an alternate or something.
I'm thinking probably at least 3 this year. One in October and near the end of November, probably. Do a couple other committees. They have a couple ideas and a couple concerns, which in the grand scheme of things, I think will work out very well for the entire event. So in regards to the 7,000 then, we need to spend roughly approximately 2,000 anyway, and that was for Santa's house, which will be using our 10 by 15 tent. Some advertising in there. The band, Dean is okay. He needs 350, I think, still, okay. Decorations, again, I penciled in roughly 1,000 for that. In the Christmas in the Village event, we also kind of have to do budgeting for the lighting competition. So for that, I penciled in 1,000, so that's in our $7,000 total as well. And the horse and carriage is 1,650 and 1,750.
$1,000 for lighting competition?
I just went high on it, just. Advertising for a little bit of printing, posters, certificates, and whatever we do for prizes. Because I think this year we were doing more commercial, wasn't it, as well?
It'd be nice to add that in, keep that going.
Yeah, I think.
So that's why I went high on that side of it.
And we could even take our judging out of it and just let people vote and see what happens. Voted,
Can we do,
like a Google form.
is there anything that can be done through the town for that, I wonder, like the whole?
Let's use a Google form and post it online too, so.
So that is an option that we could direct them to.
Just let people vote, yeah. And then it takes it out of our hands and.
Right.
And then maybe we'll get better feedback
Yeah.
on the voting process.
Yeah, if that's something can be done, maybe it's a good.
You're gonna have to enforce the deadline, and that's gonna be a bit of a time between the deadline and posting, depending on who does it, so.
Yeah.
Whether if it's our staff, I got working it, it's the workloads, if it's. Any member, that's your own judgment that would be used for that.
We can do that, sure. I think most people like just doing the route, so you can add in,
Yeah.
use your votes instead of us. And see how it goes. That was our only criticism before.
What's that again?
The only criticism we had before was just the same house. Winning
Oh,
every
yeah.
time. So we put it into the community to vote.
Dean's a little worried about the logistics if it is at the fairgrounds, getting back and forth to the tree line.
Yeah, so, just hold on that thought for a second. Gary.
Well, it was actually one of my lead up questions, like, you're not doing singers this time. We're gonna go back to the.
Well, I did the email from the Victorian carolers.
Okay,
They are, which is Mike Vasey's wife's group, I think. They are available. They weren't available last year because of timing. They are available this year for timing. So that might answer your question, Mike, with not having him run from the new year, we could have the Victorian carolers, which we've always had up here at the tree. Right?
Will Dean be outside down at the fair?
He will be, but the covered tent that we bought for the fins and fenders, then we can do 3 sides on it. You know, we
That I was putting sides up, you tried to push me off the stop. Here, Mike, you're taller.
That would be nice.
I thought it would be nice. The timing worked out well this year, so that's one of the things I was gonna talk to you about. I do not know if there was a fee in Victorian carolers. I don't know. But maybe you can let me know.
It's from the mayor and random staff from I'm trying to entertain people when the lights don't play. It's just planned.
Very much so.
Can you let me know on that then? Okay.
A good solution.
It worked out well. I thought it was, yeah. I said, I'm not gonna say no, I'm not gonna say yes until I ask you guys tonight, but it is a 2-stone thing. It doesn't to run.
Perfect. Yeah.
Again, we'll talk more of the nitty gritties coming up, but some of the stuff we'll start to have to, believe it or not, get kind of ordered earlier rather than our next meeting. So that's why I need to kind of get a rough approval for this. So is everybody okay with the 7,000? I think last year we were.
Just keeping in mind, the grant for the foundation was mostly for decorations. And then the grant, I believe, from Business Futures was just a general grant, correct, Nicole?
So the Community Futures one was for, we put Santa seating area and decorations. So we did both.
And then the Wyoming Foundation was just general decorations.
I think it was seating area.
Okay.
I can pull out the application though and see exactly what it says.
Cause it would be nice to have more decor to make the entrance a little more grand, like something to make it feel more festive.
For sure. So is everybody okay with the 7,000 then? And then that, I said, that doesn't take into account any grants, that doesn't take into account any monies that are gonna be received from the horse donations and stuff like that, so. Yeah, more than enough. Everyone okay with 7,000 then for that? Yeah, so I have a motion here, moved by Melissa, seconded by Jill, that the Special Events Committee approves spending $7,000 on Christmas in the Village events. All in favor? Thank you, carried. (7.1) reports. That the report by Nicole Assistant Services dated August 9th regarding 2026 special events committee calendar be received. And that the Special Events Committee approve the 2026 committee dates. And the approved meeting dates be forwarded on to the town clerk for approval of the 2026 council and committee calendar. And that calendar is at the back of our report.
For January, April and July just left off and.
No, so we've just downed the dates a little bit. There aren't any meetings in November and December because of the council elections.
Right.
January, April, and July, you don't have any.
No, we didn't know if there was really a need to have a meeting every single month.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you guys, though, if you have decisions that you have to make in the public eye, like we've talked about tonight, then we can add those in.
We can always schedule a meeting and, yeah.
And, the committees are typically, this committee is a little bit differently, so I'll have to talk to the clerk a little bit differently, but our more formal committees are disbanded as of the election day, and then they're reformed by council, which at earliest would be November 18th. So I don't know if that'll affect this committee because it's not a formal committee. And given that we don't really want to reform the committee a month before Christmas in the village, I'll probably suggest that we not do so. And then we can add some committee dates. So if you want to add a November meeting, we can. It's all at the discretion of the chair. So it might, given Christmas in the village, it might not be a bad idea to have a November meeting in there. There's definitely no point of January meeting because you don't know your formal budget yet. You won't know that till February. And April and July, you can certainly add if you need it. I would suggest, Nicole, that we put in a November one. I know we left that out because of the election, but I think for this specific group, it's important to have a November meeting due to Christmas approach.
If that was in, then that would be the second. All right.
It would be.
Yeah, December one, I'm fine with that. Mike, I guess last year, when do we normally talk about following year letters and going out? Is it
Last year was December, we started sending them out. Or this year. Well, December of 24, we sent them out for 25.
So, Adam, then the election is when?
End of October.
26.
Next year.
You were in it.
I'll ask in a half an hour.
I got it.
Put it out there.
So if we did have a November meeting, we could schedule that discussion in November, right? It doesn't have, it's not a very big discussion, but at least it's.
We could always do a subcommittee meeting too, just to touch base on where we are with the letters and.
Yeah, like I said, if it's allocation of funds, setting of budgets, or saying what events you're hosting, what events you're not hosting, definitely public realm, nitty gritty, like sending out letters or small stuff like that can be done at committee, subcommittee level.
It's turning clear. Yes.
We have a meeting in April.
So I have a motion here, then moved by Melissa, seconded by Mike, that the report by Nicole Campbell. I have to read it all again. 'Cause I haven't even-
As amended.
Mouthful.
As amended, all in favor? Carried, thank you. Nothing new business, McKay Park Hydro. Al, it was so nice to see that there's actually plugs on the bottom of each of those big lights. I never ever knew that. It would be nice to be able to access those without having the big lights on.
So the story behind that is I had those looked at. In order for those lights to be powered up, or the outlets have to be powered up, the lights have to be active. And then you gotta go into the breaker box on tower number 1 and start shutting off all the lights. It's the only way those outlets are powered at this time. I don't know why they were fed that way, but that's what we found out when we did some investigations and stuff on it, so.
So what you're saying is it's all or nothing then?
Or somebody has to be able to get into the breaker box and start shutting off the tower lights, but then they have to be turned back on.
Right at the end.
That it seems odd that it would go to the light and then back to the breaker box and then back to the light
There's a breaker box on the tower,
on each tower.
on the first one. So it feeds all the lights. And that's when the timer turns the power on to the stadium lights.
Yeah.
It actually feeds, and each one of those outlets would be live at that time. So if you wanted to,
If you kill the breaker to the light, when it killed the breaker, the electrical,
no, it doesn't, somehow it's passing them.
I was.
Yeah, I saw those outlets myself and I said, there's some power that we've had a user group that wanted some outlets for their ball hockey and stuff there on the courts and stuff. So that's what did the investigation for. We're currently, as you know, we're currently working on the pool, and with the pool, there might be some hydro upgrades going on in there because of the new operating system that's going in there. So we're having a meeting with hydro and stuff there on that as well. So it might be advantageous for us to
Sounds expensive.
It's expensive.
I think it's expensive.
But it'd be advantageous for us to look at a little bit of maybe alternate outlets out there during that time. There's a potential we may have to upgrade the system to 200 amp service instead of a 100. So.
Which would be really nice for picnic in the park, right? Because it's almost 200 or so for generators that we're spending. Right?
And they're loud.
They're loud. But that's the only downfall of that park is the hydro, but it's may not be that.
I went to an event. They're probably very expensive. I went to an event a couple of weeks ago and they had electric generators.
Power boxes, your power banks or whatever, right? You know.
And it was nice because they were very quiet. Not easy to come by.
It depends what you're running. Those power boxes do run a fairly long time. We ran timing gear and Wi-Fi and computers off of it for events that I take part in. So
Okay, so the town is currently investigating something along that lines. So perfect. Okay, that's good. 9.2, summer send off. Melissa, do you want to?
Sure. So as a committee, we felt it would be a good idea to go to summer send off. It's a great way to reach out to Kamlaki especially, but the community at large. Alex has confirmed that summer send off knows we're coming and we will have a spot to set up our tent. I don't think we need all of us there all day. So I think if we have probably 2 or 3 of us for setup and then a couple of us at the tent and then we'll switch out kind of halfway and then a couple people there for the afternoon and take down. It would be nice to have some signs for our spectacular event and Christmas in the Village. To Jill's point as well, it might be nice to have something to hand out. We've got some tattoos left over from our events this year that we could use. Jill looks like she has another suggestion.
No, when you said handout, I've got these that we handed out at the movie.
Oh, perfect, yeah.
Halloween on one side and Christmas in the Village. I've got 2 packages of these, but one should be fine for summer send off.
Yeah.
To people, but having said that, at the tent, it is always nice to have
Something.
something to kind of
Yeah.
grab the kids' attention, or at least, you know, something, a little swag, something.
So we
the town will actually have an information booth at the fair Saturday afternoon. So if we could get like maybe a half a package of those to hand out at their booth as well, that'd be great. We have a couple staff who have been voluntold to man it for the 4 hours, so.
Got them there, those things at the library in Kamlaki. I have them at the library in Kamlaki. And I've gone around sticking them under people's windshields.
You're the guy.
Be tired of seeing these and then
I don't know if there's anything else we want to do other than the handouts and the tattoos. That might be enough to draw people's attention.
yeah, I don't think we need a whole bunch. It's just nice to draw them in and then talk to them at the time.
Yeah, yeah, if we are gonna do the tattoos, it'd be nice to have a couple chairs to sit on so that, you know, one person sitting and the kid can sit on the other chair.
Yeah, we can have our table there,
I won't be there. No.
but okay, do we need to, like, I can bring a table or whatever.
Have tables,
First event, eh?
we have tables in the
Sorry.
storage unit. Is the tent in there too? Okay, so has the door been fixed?
Ask my guys to grease and oil them up so
Okay.
they're moving
So-
here, but
So I will try to go Friday night and pick all that stuff up, and toss it in my car and hope that I can get in. And then, we can do a quick setup. I have a couple chairs I can bring. That should hopefully fit in my car, and then we should be good.
10 o'clock.
Oh, yes, the bucket wash. Where is the event? It's at
Across from Limerick.
Plympton, yeah.
Where we did,
It's all lake shore.
So
Or it's called Lakeshore Park.
I know Ingrid said that she was available.
Yeah.
Or available. You're good too? Okay.
We need a few people to put up that tent.
Yeah, like we probably need three for setup and then.
I'll be there, but I think so I can help you set up.
Okay. So yeah, and then a couple to take down, so yeah, we should be fine though. It's 10 to 4, so it is a longer event. But I think if we split up the time, will be no problem. So I don't think anybody has a time preference.
I can be there first thing.
Okay, so I'll send around some schedules in the group chat then. And then we can make Brad feel bad that he's finally missing something.
You're gonna need help putting that stuff in your car.
I'll enlist my husband to help me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that table's a long table. Get it in your car.
I don't, I'll put it in our car without car seats, it'll be okay. They fold up.
Okay.
Is it a 6-foot table?
It's a 6 foot, but it folds in half.
Yeah.
So it's only-
Yeah, I can meet you there too.
3 feet.
I
Yeah.
can get all that stuff in my Honda.
Honestly, at least to pack that Honda pretty good.
Okay.
You guys laugh, it's true.
Yeah, so I think we should probably be there for 9:30 for setup. I don't think it'll take long, but I think we'll wanna get the car as close as we can, so we're not carrying everything. And then do you want me to pick up the tablecloths from you?
I can drop it off to you.
Okay. Yeah, and then I think that's good, hopefully. And then can you print off a sign with our QR code? And a good size sign?
For the Facebook,
Yeah,
we do have one.
okay,
We did
And
the
then-
first year.
okay.
That should be in the thing.
Yeah. And then,
Spectacular. As well.
yeah,
That's
do we have a small version of our small?
I'll be there all day.
All day. The museum there too.
And do we have any more of those community impact events or those?
But now that
We got rid of-
the owners have it.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting a lot of sponsors.
Okay.
I guess we
Yeah.
pretty much done all our events except Christmas stuff.
Yeah,
I
well, and
couldn't get them.
I see Nettie said, like the
Yeah.
bullet, send a nice letter about.
Or you can grab a load. There's,
yeah,
He was there helping her. I guess.
I think they're putting on pins and fenders, those were all put on as well.
Kids always hear it.
I think
The
we
city's
should
very
shape them.
sucking it all up. Good.
Does anyone else have anything they want to talk about?
Where are the new members?
That's what we're talking about tomorrow or Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Oh,
I had a lady at movie night. They were relatively new, they moved to Kamalaki. What was it, last year? And she was asking me how to join the committee. She'd like to meet some new people. She was a very nice person. They're just newly retired from London. Loves it here. Stuff, so, we had a big old chat. So I told her to go on the website. I don't know if she did or not, but this would have been since the movie, so the last couple of weeks. No, nothing.
Yeah, cause she's.
Yeah.
Send it in still.
Yeah, well, I don't know who she is. She's just very nice, her and her husband.
There's nothing else. I have a motion here moved by Joe, seconded by Cord, that the special events committee adjourn until the October 6th meeting at 7 p.m. Very, thank you, everybody, very much.